what's up, everybody? So, yeah, I just wanted to get on here and spit some game, man, because I've come across some information and it's been on my heart to just share it with everybody. I'm just driving home, just dropped the kids off to daycare and preschool and all that. And it's Tuesday morning in Canada. It's Tuesday morning in Canada, so yesterday was a holiday. It was Victoria Day. We call it May Long Weekend. And probably, almost everybody I know, or quite a few people, the most normal folks, had to get up and get ready for work today, right? But me, I'm not clocking in at 9 a.m. this morning. I quit my job that I had been at for over 10 years, a government job, making, close to six figures a year. So, because I just didn't want to do it anymore. I just didn't want to be on the rat wheel. And it's all possible because I would say it's all possible because of Bitcoin. So what I wanted to do actually is not necessarily get into Bitcoin itself, but I wanted to throw out a little money hack that I've been using. And I feel like this could probably change a lot of people's lives. So that's why I'm doing this. I have to do a disclaimer. This is not financial advice. I'm not a professional financial advisor. I'm not educated in that. But I do have real life experience and can tell you what I've done that's worked for me. And I encourage you to look into it. So I'm going to let you in on the money hack. And it's not so much a new thing that's being done, but it is but it's just the vehicles that I'm using are different, that are newer, which is the key to this whole money hack. So I don't know if many of you are into investing into stocks or crypto or anything like that, but for this money hack, you'll have to do some investing in stocks and ETFs. Well, this one's an ETF in particular, and the ticker for it is MSTY. A ticker is just like how they identify stocks and ETFs on the exchange market. So the ticker is MSTY, and what it is it's a high. What it is it's a high dividend yielding stock, and I'm gonna explain this like for beginners, that people that have very, very little to no investing experience. So the ticker is MSTY, and you do this by you can acquire it by opening an account that allows you to buy stocks and ETFs. A few banks let you do it, like RBC. Like if you open an investing account, that you do it, and you may be able to do it through some other banks, but a lot of it is more controlled. So I like it where you can do your own investing. So I know with RBC direct investing you can do it, but I use Wealth Simple. and I believe it's a Canadian-based company out of Toronto, out of Ontario. But their I really like their platform because the user interface is really friendly, and it was easy for me to get on there and learn stuff. And I was not really big into stocks and all that stuff before, but since I made the transition to leave my job, I've gotten a lot more into it, because one thing you'll learn is what a lot of wealthy folks do is they invest in stocks and ETFs and mutual funds, and that's part of how they get wealthy and how they stay wealthy and how they make their money work for them. So anyway, back to MSTY. So it's a high dividend yielding ETF, which means that for every portion of the ETF that you own, like you have to buy. So, like for example, it costs around $23.60, $23.50 US right now to buy one full ETF. So each one of those you have, it pays you a dividend each month, every month, right? So on average, over the last year, it's paid approximately $2, just over $2.50 on average per ETF share that you own every month. Every month. That's the hack. So what you do is what rich people do, is they buy assets that yield income for them, right? So what you would do, if you don't have the money on deck, or you have a little bit of savings, or you have a little bit invested in something, you would take that money. So like if you get your paycheck, you take part of your paycheck and you say, okay, I'm going to buy 5 shares of this ETF, MSTY. That's M as in Mike, S as in Sam, T as in Tiger, Y as in Yankee. So you buy 5 shares. The 5 shares is going to cost you 24, 60, 80, 3, 6, 9, 12, 92, 93, and 45, about 96 US. I'm doing rough math. I'm not great at math. So I think it's going to cost you about $96 US to buy those 5 shares of the ETF. Now, since you spent the $96 to buy the 5 shares, every month, on average, they would send you a dividend payment of $10. Well, you say, Chris, well, I had to spend damn near $100 US, and they're only going to break me off $10. Well, yeah, it's only $10, but guess what? It's $10 that you didn't have to work for. It's $10 that you didn't have to punch a clock to get. It's $10 that you didn't have to wake up early in the morning to sign up, to punch a clock, to listen to a supervisor or a boss tell you what to do to earn that money. And oh snap, let me tell you the best part of this. And this is another thing that rich people have on lock, that wealthy people have on lock. They know what to do to avoid paying taxes. Because if you look at your paycheck, you know, before that money even touches your account, the government's jacking 25% of that bad boy. So this is what makes the hack even sweeter. As a Canadian, and I know in the U.S. as well, you have tax advantage accounts, and wherever you are in the world, in your country, you may have different tax advantage accounts. But in Canada, we have what's called a tax-free savings account, a TFSA. So what you do is, if you don't have a tax-free savings account opened, You get a Wealthsimple account, you open that up, and then in Wealthsimple, you open a tax-free savings account, right? I'm gonna move out of the way here because there's a money truck pulling up to collect money, and I'm black, and I don't want to make them nervous by parking by them while they're trying to collect their money from this store. So anyway, as I was saying, you open a tax-free savings account, right?
That were to be used for worship. David gave instructions regarding how much gold and silver should be used to make the items needed for service. He told Solomon the amount of gold needed for the gold lampstands and lamps, and the amount of silver for the silver lampstands and lamps, depending on how each would be used. He designated the amount of gold for the table on which...
All right, so you open a tax-free savings account. Now, in that tax-free savings account, you can actually buy the ETF inside of the tax-free savings account, right? It uses some of your contribution room. So if you have lots of contribution room, you don't have to worry. If you have a little, you have to make sure you don't go over your contribution room. But you can put that 100 US. So backing up a little bit, you can open a you would put Canadian into your tax-free savings account, Canadian dollars, and when you buy the ETF, then it would convert it for you into American dollars. So now you can buy that ETF inside of your tax-free savings account, so that when they pay you the dividend, it's actually tax-free. I don't think you guys get what I'm trying to say here. So now you're earning money that you didn't have to work for, tax-free. So that $10 that you just got tax-free would be the equivalent to you working at your job and earning maybe $15 after punching in, and then the government taking their money off of the top and leaving you with the $10. You see what I'm saying? So imagine you extrapolate this out now, and you have more than $100 US to buy shares, or you reinvest the $10 that you have to buy more shares. Say you can spend 1,000 US, right? And instead of getting 10 shares of MSTY, you get 100 shares of MSTY, right? Now, every month, instead of getting $10, you would get $100, tax-free. You know what I'm saying here? You get $100 every month paid out to you, tax-free. Okay, well, not tax-free, because if you buy a U.S. stock, if you're Canadian, you buy a U.S. stock, then they take 15%. They withhold 15% from you. So it's not completely tax-free, but it's still better, because the U.S. charges way less taxes than they do in Canada. So they'll take 15% off the top, and you get the rest. Okay? But for the illustration purposes, you would get $100 every month tax-free that you did not have to work for. This is a money hack that a lot of you guys need to know. This is a money hack that will change a lot of people's lives. Again, it does come with risk. It's an ETF that's based on a stock that's based on the performance of Bitcoin and just a lot of other factors that are surrounding the company. it's Michael Saylor is the CEO. I don't know if you've heard his name before, but if you start getting into the space, you'll start hearing his name a lot because he's the CEO of MicroStrategy. It's called Strategy now. That the stock and ETFs are based off of. But anyway, that's a money hack that I've been using. It's a game changer. Get free money every month. Not free money, but it's my money is working to make me more money. That is also tax advantaged. And once you gotta get that concept going for you, then you get far. Like if you're willing to take the risk and get into this, you start seeing those returns. And then the more money you buy, like if you start saying, okay, I can't buy $1,000 one time, but I guess what? I'm gonna buy one more stock every month, or one more ETF every paycheck, and you're just gonna get accumulate. Every time you buy one, you're giving yourself a raise. Think about it that way. That's the way I think about it. Say you're only 50 grand, but you want to one day earn 100 grand a year. Every time you buy a stock, every time you buy this ETF, you're raising your income, so to speak. Because every stock you buy, you're going to get on average of $2.50 more a month. So if you extrapolate that out, every time you buy, you're giving yourself more income. I don't know. Try it out. Try buying just one ETF and going with that. See what happens. Anyway, I know I've been rambling for a long time. I'm going to post this, and if you like this content, make sure that you give it a like. Subscribe if you're new here. Leave a comment below. Let me know if you've been buying any ETFs or anything like that, or any stocks. What your strategy, any money hacks that you may have to help the masses. I believe this is huge. It's gonna impact a lot of people's lives, and I've got more. That's just the tip of the iceberg. We need to get into Bitcoin. We need to get into another ticker, MSTY. We need to get into other high dividend yielding stocks. Other tips that I have, getting debt free, lots of other things. So stay tuned. There's going to be more coming out. Leave a comment and subscribe if you're new. Definitely like the video, share it with your friends that need a money hack in their life. All right, later.